is where we come from, yeah, we did it. City on my back, I'm committed. This is where we come from, yeah, we made it. Now the whole team celebrating. We like, Don't mistake the new me for the old me. They can't stop me now, I'm with the home team. No beginner, I'm a winner. Took a couple losses, now I'm cooking, let me simmer. Yeah, tunnel vision, all I see is win, 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 win. This my city section where you been. We move faster alone, but go further together. We can weather any weather forever. A dream team, I done seen things, confidence is on 100,000. I got family for miles, running up the mileage. Made it through some trials and some tribulations. Now me and the team out here celebrating, yeah. This is where we come from, yeah, we did it. City on my back, I'm committed. This is where we come from, yeah, we made it. Now the whole team celebrating. We like,
What's up, family? Thank you for joining us. I'm Jayden Simmons.
I'm Donovan Price.
And I'm Chancelor Rivers, and we want to welcome you back to Theta Nu TV.
This week's topic is love and relationships. We have questions that we'll be answering pertaining to the ever confusing and interesting topic of love. All right, so the first question is, what is your ideal first date?
It's a good question. I wouldn't say I know what my ideal first date is, but I think I have the idea for the ideal first date. Because I feel like a lot of the time people think, oh, you should go out and get some food, you should go out and go do something that involves like eating or something that you're not doing much. But I think the idea of a date is to get to know someone. And what do you know about someone other than what they like to eat by going to a restaurant? So I think you should go somewhere else like bowling, skating, something where you can see how someone reacts to certain stimuli, things like that. I say it's like an experiment, but it's really trying to test the waters to see what someone acts like in their natural environment or whatever a natural environment might be. So something more social than just staring at someone. It can be intimate, it's great, but you want to see how someone acts all around.
Definitely, I agree with you. I feel like a big thing you want to make sure you do is get to know that person's personality and how they react around you and how y'all work together, you know? So I feel like also a great date would be a cooking class, per se. It's something that people don't normally do, but I feel like you are working together to build a product and you're also able to laugh, have a great time with each other, and I feel like that would just be the perfect date for someone.
No, for sure. And like with me, see, I'm thinking more like selfishly here, I can't lie. But I'm a sports guy. So like, you know, ideal first date, you know, take someone out to like a baseball game, you know, or go out to a sporting event, or really just, you know, going out to a park or something like that. But the thing that like, well, that you guys drove the point home of is, you know, getting to know the person. So for me, it's not necessarily what the date is itself, but it's how you react, you know, towards the end of the date. So like, I'm a big fan of like, sitting in the car and just having a deep conversation. You could sit in the parking lot, look at the stars, and just talk for an hour or two, and that's just as effective as going out to dinner.
It accomplishes the same thing, I feel like, get that connection.
Definitely, just keeping it simple and really getting to know that person. Right?
For sure.
So the next question we had was, how do you shoot your shot? I feel like everybody does this a different way. Yeah. Me personally, I feel like the best way to do it is to walk up confidently, be confident in yourself, and be respectful to that other person, male or female. Maybe say something nice to them. Say, "Oh, you looking very beautiful today. I like your eyes." Compliment them, and then introduce yourself. You know what I'm saying? Just try to start a casual conversation. Don't get right into "I like you, give me your phone number" or anything like that. Start a casual conversation. Try to get to know them in that space that you're in.
I think that's a very good foundation. And it's also important to remember that it's easy to generalize how to approach someone. While, like I said, that's still a good foundation, but you also have to remember that different people are going to respond to things differently, and some people like to be approached a specific type of way as opposed to another. So the way that you might shoot your shot with one person might get you blocked with someone else, even if you are respectful, just because they don't like their time wasted, or they don't like the way you say this, or the way you approach them in whatever type of way you approach them.
Definitely.
Look, I'm gonna speak for the introverts out there. I don't know how to shoot your shot. I'm gonna just keep it cut and dry. But you know, my thing is, it's very important, you know, to establish a foundation, establish like a friendship. You want to get to know a person before you try to shoot your shot at them, you know? If you're just, you know, sending a DM to somebody or just walking up to somebody, you don't know them from the average Joe or Jill. But like when you actually make an effort to get to know a person, you know, you're getting these common interests, you're, you know, taking interest in things that they like. I feel like that's way more effective than a swipe right would ever be, you know?
Definitely. Great responses. Third question. How do you know when/if someone is interested in you?
I'll be the first to say that this question is difficult for me because I am probably one of the most oblivious people that I know. So I might not have too much to say on this one, but brothers, what do you think?
I'm right there with you, bro. No, like I've always had a problem with just being oblivious from, you know, ever since I was a child. You know, I don't know, I don't pick up on cues. I don't know what's going on. So for me, the most concrete way that I could tell if somebody likes me or not is to ask them. That's as simple as that. That's the only guaranteed way that I know.
Definitely. Just ask them, be straightforward. Like, you know, if you have a connection with someone and, you know, you see them on a daily basis or every time you encounter each other, y'all always laughing, cutting up with each other, then you can kind of tell there's some sort of a connection there. And then you could just ask the blank question like, oh, like, I'm kind of into you. Like, do you feel the same way about me? And I feel like that's the best way you would know because, I mean, you're not in people's minds.
Right.
That's where honesty comes into play because you got to be honest if someone asks you, if you wanted to progress, that is.
Definitely.
And, you know, to caveat off of that, I do think that there's sometimes there is that gray area where if you're unsure if you like someone or not, or if you're unsure if they like you, it's not all black and white, you know?
It's true.
Definitely. All right. Do you believe in the talking stage, and what even is that?
Here's what I'll say. I do believe in a talking stage because, like I was saying, you have to establish a foundation before you're committing to a relationship.
Definitely.
But the bigger question of what is a talking stage, that can vary because, you know, a talking stage could just be getting to know a person, but a talking stage could also be, you know, going out on 2 or 3, 4 dates. It could also be, you know, figuring out if you see this person as an ideal partner. So I think that it kind of depends on who you ask what a talking stage is.
Definitely. I think it's opinionated. Like you said, a talking stage is, for me personally, just a stage where you're getting to know each other, getting to know that person, having great conversations. Maybe you've had 1 or 2 dates, but you haven't made it official yet that y'all are dating. Y'all are still trying to get to know each other, see if like y'all are really serious about each other. But I think when people go wrong is when they're in the talking stage with someone that they know they're, you know, getting kind of serious with, but then they're out here like talking to everybody else and entertaining other people. Then it's like, that's when the talking stage kind of becomes like a toxic type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely agree. And to that effect, I think that the most important thing in a talking stage would have to be that communication. You have to lay out at the very beginning, what does talking mean to you? To the person, not to the world, but between you and that other person. What do you expect out of the talking stage? Are you still playing the field? Are you locked in? Are you just trying to see how things develop? It's important because historically there's always been, you know, the courtship, you just go dating, marriage. And I feel like that modernization of life and relationships has led to the talking stage so that you can have that differentiation between being locked in with someone and dating. Because some people would think of dating as playing the field as well too, like you can date around, you know what I mean? So I feel like talking, me personally, talking would be that playing the field stage, or it could be the preparation for that dating stage. But it's all about communications and check-ins throughout that stage.
Definitely agree. Definitely agree.